Right, for once I will say hello. Yeah, this is a little bit of testing, and I thought, to be honest, I've sort of tried to keep the channel, everybody, with what's going on. I've had to completely rechange these, because, yeah, one of my biggest things for this was to release it for all things, and when I did the testing, all of a sudden I got like errors. They were probably always there, and it was all about, if you continue to use this, people won't be able to use it on console. There's a few things that are probably going to need to get the BI on that one. I've tried to change the colours because, again, that's a bit floaty too, so... Oh, no, they both got the whites instead of the black. Yeah, it didn't look so good on the darker colours, so I've like changed it a little bit. Again, there's going to be a bit of tweaking. I'm going to do that before, but I wanted to sort of show you me with these, because these are what I'm releasing to the mod hub. These are the ones that are going to literally go forwards. So yeah, literally, let's drop one, otherwise it's going to confuse me. I thought I'd actually show you the testing. Again, subject to a little bit of change, but again, that's the entire reason for me bringing you in like this. I'm not going to save the results because this is obviously the real Risoux Forest. My test map, Silver Lake, I've already like done the seeding on the map, so I can't really do anything else. So yeah, that's better. Last time you saw this, it was like the fill plane was weird. I've gone a little bit too far. My cones, yeah, you have like a shape, and you can see that I've got seeds bleeding out a little bit on both sides, so I need that adjusting, and that's the entire reason for doing your testing. Fuel, let's actually fuel this up. Fantastic. Let's see, they say it's wheat. No, we can't plant wheat today. Let's have a look. Well, it doesn't really matter, we're not doing it, but like we still need to like observe the rules. So the only thing we can plant is we could do peas. It's not a bad thing actually to actually do. I thought we could do oats. Oats is a good one because we want oats anyway, so we might actually be able to leave it if we're... Yeah, we can do oats. I thought we could. So I think I've left the light on this out of Blender. It looks very bright. I didn't notice this. I thought it looks like it's got a light in it. So that's why everything's really shiny. Oh yeah, I will remove all of these things because these are the things that obviously giants. So there is one weird thing. No matter how hard I try, I get an error with the texture file when. And like it keeps moaning and says you need this format, so I change to that format, and then it moans and says you need to change to this. I'm like, but that's the format I just had, and you're telling me that. So I can't get it perfect. It has one error because you can't fix that error. Let's just see. Now you have to lower it before it actually does the... Yeah, I've not got quite it level. It's like doing something strange, but it is working. And now you can see, one thing I did always want, obviously, I always liked casters anyway. The bottom line is the casters are quite phenomenal anyway. So you've got like your, it needs to be cultivated or ploughed for this to actually work, obviously. And it also travels at a proper cedar rate. Now, the holes one in FS25 didn't actually do that. You could zip across your fields at like a pace. Why is that not quite? It must be levels. I might need to... Yeah, this is again the entire reason for testing. I didn't want to send this into the model without doing any kind of test. Now this is interesting because I've never been on... This is a very hilly map. Yeah, I've never seen this where it's not actually doing it because I've only ever done it on a perfectly flat field. Okay, that's interesting. So we're going to have to do something about that. That's not quite right. But yeah, I've got the speed right and everything like that. Obviously, yeah, we can see that this needs a little bit of adjustment. So I might need to drop the effect down a little bit. But it will do what it's supposed to do. You can see the seed rate. Well, seed rate's already phenomenal, but it is a little bit special. yeah, BI industries have tweaked it until it really is, you know, it does not use an awful lot of seeds. It's only half, it's like about half the rate of a standard seeder. All through R&D, of course. Apologies, yeah, I'm just trying to concentrate, obviously, but I wanted to bring you all in just to, like, have a look at it, and obviously if it's not interesting to anybody, then, you know, like, then people won't watch it, but I just thought, as always, I'm hoping that the modding, like, it does well, but I don't wish to forget those who have, like, got the channel to where it is today, and those who looked after me. I wish to sort of, like, share everything I'm doing with this, and if it's not interesting, then obviously you won't watch, simple as that. But just wanted to sort of show almost the final stage of testing. I say this is completely different from the model. Literally every single component on this is different to the model you saw. I mean, the look of the cone, and that's the same. It's the same model from Blender. I've had to do this a couple of times because of the modeling. It didn't like it for console, and I thought, well, I'm not releasing anything that's not for console as well. That's the entire reason, is to sort of share it with everybody, not just like PC and Mac. It's always been important to me because a lot of the channel members have always been console players. So apologies for it's a little bit quiet. Let me turn my volume up a touch. Can't even hear my engine noise or the bird sound. So that's not bad. Let's just have a look on the field. We know it's not going to have completely done it because there's bits that are missing. Yeah. We didn't do in the middle, obviously, but yes, you can see so that it's not quite right on a hilly field. So I'm glad I tested on this map. I'd have thought everything would have been okay, and obviously it really isn't. Oh, okay, let's not attack him. Yeah, so there is nothing left of the Razek. Yeah, the thing now is all from Blender, from like my own modelling now. So it's do we need to lime only on field 7, which I believe still got straw in it. Although I'm not really worried about that, really. We don't really need it. We've got like already tons of straw. We're not going into, you know, we've got chickens. I'm not sure if we're going to go. It's a bit late in the Let's Play now, really, to actually. Is that BI still? Oh no, it is right. Yeah, no, it is. That's exactly as it should be. Is it? No, it's actually on the body. That's spot on for once. Right, let's grab that. Let's do a bit of fertilising then. Yeah, this one I was quite pleased with because it's just make sure that it has got no fertilisation. So this really is down to completely this. Now this should not need to be lowered to actually make it work. Yeah, I never stated that, did I? I've tried to do everything with a seeder. It really is a seeder. I mean, as in it was based upon the Citan for like its effects and all the rest of it. So it's a standard seeder. In fact, it was so much a standard seeder that I actually had to change this again last night. I'm not sure it's the 27 meters it should be at present. More, it's not quite level, but it is working. Yeah, it's a shame. I actually had it completely right on the other one. It's yeah, I sort of started all again. I might see if I can grab the work width from the original. I think that really is just down to the standard Razek 15 meters, but it's still not quite level. It's like more to the right than it is to the left, but it is working. Yeah, I want to put it on the mod of like properly working. I don't want it like to be half sort of done. So yeah, and I would like its proper width as well. So I might I would say that's probably about 15 meters. Right. One thing I'd just like to check is that it does accept lime. Yeah, I mean, as in, and we can lime with it. Because the trouble is, obviously I have used this, but this is not the one that I've used. I just want to be thorough and just make sure that everything that it should do, it does do. Yeah, and also the fill planes on this one, that's true, I've not looked very closely on this. Again, you get the same effect. It looked quite, yeah, just want to make sure that it's within the cone and it's not straight. Yeah, it is. Right, fantastic. So I need to remove the light, alter the fill plane for the cedar because that's not quite right, and also see if I can do something about... Now that seems... No, it's the same. Yeah, it's just a little uneven, and then really that's not the end of the world. I mean, I'm going to fix it, but what I mean is I can live with it, it's working properly. The rate on this is quite phenomenal. I was quite pleased with it. I was trying to adjust the rate. I always loved the fact that Holes did that. It made his... But it's also affected the fertilizer rate, which that wasn't the same on Holes. It was a super limer, and I always had the 36 meter one of Holes. But this is going to be 27, 28 meter. It is. I'm trying to observe the niceties of the fact that I've chosen a model that was a very reasonable model, and I've gone for that myself. For that, it is a very reasonable option for. Everybody really, but obviously based upon the fact that I've always done a start from scratch, start away. Cash really is important. It's a very no frills model, all made, as in all of the BR Industries range, on refurbished, reclaimed materials. So like plastic that's been redone. I mean, the dish is plastic and the metal is obviously metal, so you know it's all reclaimed materials. That's the BI Industries norm, a very green company. So yeah, we're trying to that's not bad. It's still quite, it looks, it's a big dish, it really is. It isn't far off. I wanted it to be, obviously it's an awful lot bigger than the Razex little 300 litre sort of storage, and it does use lime very sort of in a special way. We could easily finish that field, which for that kind of amount of lime is quite special. So I'm hoping that Giants leave that alone. I mean, they did with Holes, so yeah, again, it's all subject to Giants. I'll come back in a minute, but that is it really. Yeah, I just wanted to sort of share this. I've posted the normal episodes. I got quite a few episodes in front, which is why you can see the light glow from these two things. Oh, and I've got metal clips that should be in there a little bit. They're floating a bit, so they need sorting. So overall, not bad. No, not bad at all. The attachers are slightly high on this one. I've just altered the attachers. They were floating high. Yeah, it's weird now. I won't, because that's probably more really boring. So that one, they're really about right, but just want to be up a slight tad. Yeah, the lower ones look not quite right, so it's a little bit of tweaking done. And then I'm going to come back on. Yeah, this is where I'm going to leave this. So you can see everything sort of almost there, ready. There's no errors other than the one error, which again I'm not surprised. The only nasty thing is, obviously, I've done all of this testing, and Giants delight in saying your mods failed testing, and it only fails now on a compression thing on the picture. So it still says fail, and I'm like, oh my life, this has succeeded. What on earth? It's so annoying, but yeah, just sort of that's it. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Truly do hope you're going to stick with me on this journey, and I'm going to say goodbye for now. I thought I'd best actually bring you in. Obviously, it started off as a bit of mod testing. So, literally, we'd said that we're not going to do vegetables again for realism this year. So I've come back in. I've done this field pretty much now, but I also want to test this. I've tweaked it. It's all of the seeds are just in the seeds, and let's just fill everything just to see what the full extent of this would be if it's when filled. Yeah, it's nice. It is. It's where it should be. Tweaked it again. Should now. I think this has pretty much been done this field. But what we're going to do is I'm going to test a worker. Literally a worker to work, because the AI markings. I just want to see what they do and all the rest of it, and see. Not sure we're going to see an awful lot, if I'm honest. As in, like, it's already done. Yeah, if you had just sort of like finished it off almost, there's just around the edges to do. So I suppose we could. Let's just we'll do that on the next one, and we'll do this. Just want to it's got to be lowered. So it really is just around the edges. So I've altered the shape of this a little bit. I've gone a bit too mad. We shall see on the next one, because it's hard to see when you've only got, but you can sort of, we can roughly see where it's going to, so that's not too terrible. I'm not sure that I'm wide enough. I might actually have gone a little bit too. It's hard to tell when you're only seeing like a little tiny bit. I don't think I've got my spread quite right. Yeah, but I wanted to bring you in because obviously I thought, well, you're actually sowing fields. We're doing the oats because we said we were going to do it, and it is true. I thought we'd just go mad with the oats, really. We could also set the plough going on that field. I was going to get the straw, and I thought, really, what are you grabbing the straw for? For once, actually, I suppose, no, self-sufficiency. We could. Let's just finish this field off. And then, it seems to be alright now. Obviously, this was perfect for a bit of testing, because the fields are like really up and down. I've never done any testing on that so far, and I thought, well, this is perfect then, isn't it, really? Because I didn't realise that there were any errors with it until I came on here. And then I realised it wasn't like in the hills, and I thought, well, I've never tested on hills before, so this is sort of the perfect test. Brilliant. Yeah, no, it's working. Yeah, that's spot on. Obviously, some of this we've already done, but the animation will still work, which is quite good. That looks an awful lot better than it did when we first came on with a bit of testing I did. Yeah, let's get this field done, and then we're going to do the same with the fertiliser spreader. The fertiliser spreader also I've changed. I think we've got everything right now. Just like to quickly check. I just want to see if I've got the attacher, which you can't see in the i3D. Not quite. It's dropping down. That's really strange, because I'll tell you for why. I must have the position of that. They should be in the identical places, but they're obviously not. So that needs dropping down a little bit. I based it on this model, and they were about right. Yeah, so they must be a slightly different place. If anything, that needs very slightly raising, just a real minute amount, and that's about right. Yeah, it's what I'm looking at as the steel balls, the attacher, and in the i3D, it's just like you just get a dragger, like a mark. So there's no reference point until the mod comes into the game, and then you're like, oh, okay, that's where they are, is it? So yeah, that's just this one. I'm not sure what this is going to be like, and this one doesn't need like. Shouldn't need lowered. Is that working? No, it's definitely losing stuff. It's hard to tell when the field's already been done. Ah, there we go. Just really want to see, on another, and also I want to test it with the AI as well. That's the other thing I really wish to do. think we've done almost all of this field. That's the trouble. Yeah, because it's all done, so there's nothing to see. Well, it says as he finds a bit that's not been done. Yeah, apologies for the silence. I'm sort of trying to sort of gauge this properly at the same time as actually like doing the recording. I didn't want to like keep on without like bringing this in. Oh, bringing you in, sorry, you know, to see what was, you know, like how come all of the fields are done? Yeah, and that's what I really didn't want to sort of happen. So let's just have a look. It should. It's a bit in that corner. Yeah, still a bit in that corner, and we missed also a bit in over that sort of like opposite side. Let's get that done. So sort of like somewhere here, a bit further, but yeah, somewhere here. Fantastic. That should now be done. Fantastic, it is indeed. Right, so then we'll set this going on here. Yeah, this is unfertilized totally, so let's just set this going and see what with the AI, whether what pattern that you get, because this was the original Razek had issues with the Razek. Looks fairly, it's sort of slightly a bit not quite level somehow, but let's just see how they actually gauge. In fact, let's just leave it be, and then we'll grab another one. Let's grab our original tractor. Yeah, I'm gonna have to grab some get the straw going in a minute, I think. So we'll set this going on another field, because they always tend to bump into each other anyway. But I thought, really, I need some testing doing. I thought, well, why don't you've been playing the game with like your mods for a while, just use them. So I didn't show them being bought. That's the only thing I didn't do actually in the mod sort of test that I did of this, and where I brought you all in. So it is that one there. So let's just. Oh yeah, we need to. It's a problem. Will they know to lower it? I might need to. I'm going to say I've not. Let's just see if they actually do lower it. It has to be lowered, but like a cedar does. But I'm not sure. I mean, it should know this is a cedar, but I'm not sure until it actually starts working. If it is, or is it working already? I'll say it is. See if you lower it for them, they actually work then. Yes. Right, okay, let's leave them to it. So you've got to lower it for them. That's not the end of the world. Right, so then we are going to use this butte. Drag it, and then we need like a trailer, so we want the other. Well chuffed with the team on this. They're a really good, amazing team. Chickens are okay. Okay, I still keep looking for the grain mill and that. Have we got them back in? Have I done those? Yeah, they're all at the top now, aren't they? I've tweaked them as well a little bit more, because I know that normally they're going to want to go together. No, that's it. Right, so that we want to be grabbing. do love the capacity on this. They're quite amazing. Right, let's grab the other one. Right, I think I'm going to go into a bit of a time lapse. It seems to be that everything's working okay. Let's grab the lead tractor and let's grab some straw. Right, I'm going to say my words. I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. Right, I think I'm gonna leave that trundling along, and we're gonna, when the stones are gone, I'm gonna like go over with this. It's gonna be too tricky to do it at present. I'm quite pleased with the preliminary testing of both bits of kit, both AI. Now this is something with the Razek original Razek that I quite got wrong, but that was I only tweaked the XML. I know how to change the AI. I've just never bothered with it because I was initially testing just by myself. I would really like to have made that a bit bigger so that it actually fits properly. Actually, so when it's connected, it looks wrong. Yeah, the little ball bearings are totally too high. I need to drop them a little bit. It is a little bit awful, really. There's no guide, as in like you can't really see within the i3D what you're actually doing. It's a matter of like going in and coming out, altering it, and then like it is. And of course, like anything, you get better. These were all done from scratch. I didn't actually, in Blender, I didn't put the materials in Blender because it keeps on doing weird things. So that is weird. So the top one is right, but the bottom ones are wrong. So that needs lifting slightly. I'm going to do them one at a time because it gets confusing, because you like think, which one did I need to do what to? So yeah, that one needs dropping down a little, and that one needs raising up. So I should try and do this in a little bit. And obviously what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using these preliminary. I also want to I want to make a reasonable planter. I've got the super one that I made a long time ago, which really is I'd like to do something that would be a nice model to work with. The horse, to adjust that. Is that a no-till? No, it's not. I need to grab a no-till model. I mean, this one is a no-till now, but really it's a bit cheeky because it really shouldn't be. I'd like to take one that actually is a no-till, really. Yeah. And then like make it larger, basically. I'm not going to leave it as is. I'm not just going to I'd like to properly mod it, where I'm going to make. Has that one actually got? It has got the proper cultivator rippers though. It has got mini ones. You could actually legitimately do it as a no-till. It's a really nice. I love the fact this is a small form factor. If you made those arms longer, that would be a really nice one to actually mod and make it like into a 9-meter, wouldn't? Or even a 12. If you doubled that, it would be a real monster. Yeah, that would work. I'm actually, I think I found my model, and it's got the. I mean, this one's a bit cheeky because if you look at its little tiny rollery thing, I don't know. I don't think it's any more worse than that one, really. I think you could no-till with that in a minor way. It's not got proper plows, but it has got the discs and everything. So again, I mean, the one that always stands out to me, not in the planters, is a cedar. Is the one that really should be a no-till is this. It really has got, again, the only proper discs and that. Oh no, it's got like it's got all the breakup discs, but I suppose it's not got the like little mini cultivators that you do see on some, which would be. I'm trying to pick a model that is a no-till. Yes, the horse. So that should have proper. No, it's only got breakup rings, the same as the others, really. There's no. Yeah, so really what I'm trying to say is, if you look from a perspective of, like, realism, all of the no-tills are really not quite. I suppose that front section they're little breakup tills, because it's only breaking the soil up a little, it's not a plough. It's just breaking the soil up enough inches to actually put that in. So I suppose that is realistic. But when you look at the planter, that's not much different. It too has got the initial breakup discs going into, and then it's got the back ones that actually drop the plants in. Yeah, it's weird into it with planters and cedars. I don't really know the difference. To me, there's not little plants going in that. It's still got to be seeds. It's a bit of a strange one. I don't completely grasp it. So we'll leave that trundling along. down to 841,000. We have, we've got to fertilise that one as well. I just wanted to really, I mean, yeah, I'm quite pleased. It's, yeah, the AI bit's definitely completely wrong, but they're completely done. We've got, yeah, fully fertilised. I wasn't going to go around the edge with it. I thought, oh, it's just a little bit, it's tough. But obviously it shows the fact that the AI is not quite right, set right. The liming wasn't quite right equally. This is what I got with the Razet before, but this time I know what to do about it. It's because I've left the settings exactly like standard settings, which will be wrong because I've then stretched its width and it does it nicely. So I just need to alter the AI to match the proper width, and we should be cooking on gas. So I'm going to probably test this tonight on I keep wanting to call it Calmsden, on Oakbridge Farm, where we need to do some seeding stroke planting. So it's perfect. We shall, even if it's leasing, no, they're so inexpensive, and that's what I liked about them. But the planter will obviously be dearer because I was thinking, oh, shall I make this into a seeder stroke planter? I thought, I don't really know if you would literally be able to do that in real life, because to me, I think the planters have to be like put inside different. I think that must be the difference. I mean, seeders, the old art of casting, it really is a matter of just scattering the field, although they were often down furrows and then you close the furrows in afterwards. So yeah, there's obviously Farm Simulator, it sort of simulates to a degree, but it's not perfect. It doesn't do everything exactly as it would be in real life. It just has a good go at trying to make it look like it does. So, but it is still fantastic. Yeah, so I'm getting back onto the Let's Plays now. I just wanted to do these two. I'm going to be releasing others, but I just want to further rate. These are the two that I would like to put in properly. And I'd also like, yeah, probably to do the planter next, but I'd like to do it a little bit differently, where it is unique and it is probably based upon the horse model, to be a bigger one than the one that I've done so far. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So we've not really done a lot. I don't know that I'm going to do my usual like start and finish thing, because to be honest, we didn't do anything other than like fertilizing and sowing, and there's not really a lot to sort of say. We didn't sell anything. We've just been on the map doing this all the time. So I think I'll literally leave it there. Next session I shall hopefully have altered the width and that on these. Okay, we'll just do that a little bit more. Let's just tip this at the side again. I don't know that Royal Christie's accepts stones, but we'll have a go. It'll tell me I can dump if I can. So yeah, I missed a bit. That plough was mucking around so much, I was like thinking, for heaven's sake, how many times have you been over that? Yeah, you can. Brilliant. How many times have you been over that field? It gets up ripping over more. Obviously, like it does the cultivated finish on the de-stoner, and like I was like, you're ripping my stones. You're making. I mean, it's good in a way, I suppose. I suppose I shouldn't complain in a way, because we can do things with a stone, but I mean, lime is so inexpensive anyway. So, but I mean, it will. There are some Let's Plays like this at the minute where we're nearly approaching the million just on loose cash. So that is quite a unique place for me to be on hard economy. I'm hoping it's going to be like that going forwards as well. I mean, there's lots of mods where you can make money now, and there's also, well, all my own mods I can make money off, and I've also got the self-marketing, which always now makes things a little bit better. I'm going to tweak one thing I will say. I did a bit of on the self-sufficiency. I realise you cannot sell, only because I've tried it, the silage additive, because it's so expensive and it's for such a little amount. Giants won't let you sell it, because I worked it out. I'd be a millionaire if I could just sell a few thousand litres. I'd literally be a millionaire, and that's why it's not allowed to be sold. It's because it's sort of like liquid gold in a way. And it would just sort of like, so you can make mineral feeds, and that is a good earner. I mean, obviously all these others, liquid fertilizer and solid fertilizer, all of those things, they will sell for quite a lot of cash. Now, although I'm not wanting to follow the trait I did in FS25, where I'm just going to do the fertilizer mod all of the time, I suppose as like an extra thing I'm going to. I have never had a BGA, as in like, well, no, I have on Oakbridge Farm. briefly, but we didn't really. Yeah, I didn't really feature it an awful lot, and it was a bit weak. Sort mediocre. I wouldn't say weak. It was not terribly weak. It's the medium one, so it's okay. But you know, I'd like to try my slightly souped up one, which should be a bit better. I'd like to feature that in a let's play. No, Frankenmuth, we've sort of actually gone for the similar thing here, only because of the drops we had. And again, it's a start from scratch. It started off as a fully fledged let's play, and I thought, no, I'm not feeling the love, so I literally swapped it, and we are now a start from scratch, and we're building up nicely already. So it's yeah, good team already, and we've got a few good drops, and it was well, what I'm hoping to buy for us here, the all-in-one, the same as one I had on. Again, all of these things depend on the drops themselves, really, the machines. But yeah, the Oxbows and that, even they do drop occasionally. But I've got to be honest, they're too small. Yeah, I mean, having used the P1 an awful lot on Hutan Pantai, I was like, oh, this is really. Alexa, stop. Yeah, right, I'm gonna have to scoop. Yeah, that caught me out. Alexa, stop.
Right now.
She does like to crack on. Right, yeah, that's it anyway, really. So yeah, hope you join me next session. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye for now.